Hi, my name is Ryan Gerard. I'm the co-founder of a startup called Picmodo that is, we're a company doing social sports betting apps. And for this hackathon, we worked on a project called FlyVerify. It was built on top of dotCloud. FlyVerify is a service that will automatically confirm and validate email addresses for you. So if you think about a normal flow when you sign up for a new service, you'll sign up on the website, you'll get an email that says, click here to confirm this email address, and then maybe you'll get a welcome email after that. Well, that click here to confirm, I don't know, I'm guessing that's clicked 70–80% of the time, like definitely not 100% of the time. So instead, what we are suggesting with FlyVerify is don't send that confirmation email. Contact our service instead. Like you as a website owner or small business, you would send us a ping using a simple REST API, say, hey, this, new user signed up, is this email address a valid, real person? And you'd get an immediate confirmation back saying yes or no. In the case that it's a person, you send us an email address we've never seen before, don't know who it is, we would send that confirmation email for you. So in the worst case, it's exactly what you already have. So your new user signs up, they get an email that says, click here to confirm. In the best case though, you just get an immediate response saying, hey, yes, valid user. And on top of that, you don't have to do any of the work of sending that email and waiting for a confirmation response.
Can you tell me a little bit about how the idea came to fruition? Did you have this idea before the hackathon? Did you meet people and start talking?
Yeah, sure. We had the idea before the hackathon. It was something, as a part of growing my own startup, Picmodo, it was something that we ran into. We thought there must be a solution out here. New users would sign up and we'd send them this confirmation email, and our click-through rate was, I don't know, 60 or 70%. And we thought there must be a better way to confirm that this is a real person as opposed to having to ask them to confirm. And we looked around and there's really not much out there. There's a lot of email-related services, but nothing addressing this problem exactly.
Okay, and how have you thought about architecting the application before you knew of dotCloud? What were you initially planning to do?
Sure. Well, we knew we wanted to build using Node.js and Mongo because it's just a stack we're very familiar with. And beforehand, I don't know. I guess I was probably thinking about renting some space on Linode or Rackspace and manually setting up all of the services myself, which is what we've done for Picmodo. And dotCloud was an infinitely easier solution, providing all those services for us. I'm actually considering moving Picmodo to dotCloud on the back end.
So why Node.js?
Oh, gosh, I have a background in a bunch of different languages for the back end. I've done Python. I've even done C# on the back end, and I've grown to love Node and using JavaScript to write server-side functionality. It's easy, it's fast, it's very efficient. Yeah, I don't know.
And can you tell me about, so you burned the midnight oil to get something ready for the hackathon, and then you got the chance to refactor things. Can you tell me what things, what you learned, what that process was like, what you changed?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the V1 that that I submitted for the hackathon was a little bit rough. I had a real basic web design up, just basic services to verify people. And over the last 3 days, I've taken the approach of coming at it from, well, how do I make this a working, usable service as fast as possible? And a lot of that is not technical work, it's user experience work. So I've done things like cleaned up the email addresses that are sent out, or the emails that are sent out to confirm people as real people. Because nobody wants to get an email saying, click here to confirm. That makes no sense. So nicer email templates, cleaned up some of the web pages to make that onboarding first-time user experience better. Let's see, found a few bugs, actually with the help of dotCloud support. One of the guys, Andy, on their support team, ran it through some tests and found some good bugs. And then added a few more features that I think people would like, including seeing the status of the requests that they've made and who's confirmed and who's not.
So after the refactor, what's the next big challenge for FlyVerify?
Yeah, well, there's multiple now. I mean, you know, the big challenge with any new service and website is just letting people know that it exists, right? That's like the biggest challenge, the growth challenge. So at a short term, it's going to be adding payments infrastructure. It's going to be adding some customer service infrastructure, things like OLARC and improving, you know, getting feedback from people to figure out what it is they like and don't like about this concept. At a high level, it's going to be trying to figure out the right referral program to try to like grow the user base, and how to make that back-end system of email addresses as valid and large as possible, so that you know, people don't have to. So we can eliminate this pain of confirming email addresses.
What do you think is the hardest problem is going to be as you get more API calls?
Oh, yeah, it'll be scaling. I mean, you know, as the service grows, I'll need to, you know, add, increase the size of our database, make things more efficient, and figure out what the bottlenecks are. That's always a necessary pain of growing.
Okay. And in the past, with Picmodo, what has your experience with scaling been like?
It's kind of painful. I mean, you know, well, we have there are these ways to bring new services online, like Puppet and Chef, and we have some of that in place, but there's always some manual tweaking needed to get a new system up or to scale out our database to another instance. It's yeah, it's a little bit painful. I assume scaling will be much easier on dotCloud.
And have you played around at all with the dashboard or any of the features in there?
Yeah, absolutely. I switched my app from the sandbox mode, which offered everything for free, which was awesome, to a live app, and applied a new domain name. I'm looking into adding SSL support so that I can support payments on site, which looks fairly straightforward. And yeah, I've looked at, yeah, it has usage of my site on the dashboard, which is nice.
Are you using any special features like WebSockets here on?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why or why not?
Let's see. Well, with WebSockets, you keep this open channel basically, so you could have a more responsive web presence. So there's definitely a place for it, but not right off the bat. No, it's not something it's not something I think is important unless users start asking for it.
So generally, what was it like getting started with dotCloud?
It was very easy, actually. Documentation was good. The command line tools were very straightforward, and then, you know, when I had questions, the support was super responsive, and that's very important to me.
What could we do to improve?
Oh, interesting question. Let's see. Let's see. You have a lot of services. Gosh, I'm not sure. Yeah. I guess when I start scaling, maybe I'll be able to discover more things. But for now, for like first-time users just getting ramped up, it's it's a good system. Yeah.
And compared to how long it took you to get started on dotCloud with however you'd been hosting Picmodo before, what was that comparison experience?
Oh, it's pretty much night and day. I mean, I currently have like a couple of Linode instances in Fremont, and manually setting all that stuff up, I don't know, a few days probably, just that. Just figuring it out and making sure everything's set up and working, and with dotCloud it was like a couple hours. Yeah.
Great. Any other feedback for us as a team, as a brand, as a Hackathon presence sponsor?
Let's see. They did a pretty good job marketing yourselves at this hackathon, so that was good. The only like real serious feedback I think is there were a couple of times where I ran into strange error messages when I was trying to push, and those did end up eventually getting resolved. But, you know, like more human readable error messages for for some of those errors. You know, if I just knew like, oh, you're just some maintenance problems. Okay, cool. I'll just wait.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.